Hi, folks. Mark Merrill with Firm. Our Firm Journals program is about the lesser of two evils. Go figure. On Firm, we give an explanation on this program, folks, of lesser of two evils from the Bing.com printout. And then prep audios of Zohran Mamdani's speech as New York City Mayor. Oh, yay, joy. Plus, an additional audio of Maine GOP representatives and Republicans representatives had a press conference on the fraud in state government and the evil effects of misappropriation of taxpayers' monies to Gateway Community Services and the Somali MaineCare organization as well. As if things aren't getting deeper by the moment with the ME Dems and even the ones in Minnesota. We're going to stick to Maine, though, folks. First, though, we're going to start with what you see right before you here. Is a quick recap from that December 30th press conference when Maine House and Senate Republicans announced investigations must begin immediately to end corrupt spending and fraud in the overall MaineCare system, but also the crime by Somali Democrat Deka Dalak. There she is. At Gateway Community Services, and she was on the board of directors too, folks. Don't forget that. Plus, not just Gateway throughout Lewiston and Auburn, but the Somali Community Center in both Lewiston and Portland areas. Gets worse and worse for her, folks. But to break it all down just a little bit further here, as we now see what's going on here, we have some excerpt, or an excerpt, I should say, from State Representative Senator, as you see now, Trey Stewart. He's going to fill us all in exactly from this audio, exactly what the heck is going to happen in the next several months as we head into 2026 on a rather somber note for the Democrats, and hopefully clean some House and clean some Senate. Put some Republicans in office. So here's his accurate description of the ripple effects against law-abiding and urgent needs Maine citizens.
Two F's come to mind. The first being fraud by design. This wasn't an accident. This didn't just happen. It's a system that's designed by the left for people in their social circles. It starts all the way at the top of the federal government with the Obama administration, promulgated even more by the Biden administration. It runs down to the states, the governors across the country, including Governors Walz and Governor Mills. And even at the local level, you see the bad actors, you read the headlines, you see what's happening right here in Maine, certainly in Minnesota, and I would agree with what's been said so far that this is just the tip of the iceberg, folks. The other F is financial Armageddon. That's what we're heading for. If you don't think that the Trump administration is serious about getting a handle on this, you're probably on another planet. This is going to have implications for the state of Maine in the billions with a B of dollars. This will spell financial Armageddon for our state. We have got to get a handle on this problem. This shouldn't be a Republican or Democrat issue, but there are some models out there that do work really well that we should be looking for to address this problem. There are some states that are getting it right. The playbook has already been written. We could copy and bring to Maine if there is the gumption of my friends on the political left to do just that and to start tearing away at the system that they created for themselves by design. There's one last F I'll mention too, which is this word failure. We will not accept it. We will not accept the failure that leads to the financial Armageddon of our state. We will continue to ring this bell, but more importantly, the folks that are involved in this, they ought to be praying that we don't win the legislature back here in about 10 months. Because if we do, we will hold every single person that is involved in this scheme and in this fraud accountable down to the last penny. That is a promise from the Republican leaders. That is a promise from everybody that is running on the ticket to be a Republican in the next legislature, and we will not stop. We will not fail.
That pretty much, in a nutshell, gives it, folks, in about 2.5 minutes from Trey Stewart, the Maine State Senate GOP leader at that press conference on December 30th. So to continue on with our program here, folks, of lesser of two evils, before we get started to the first one, as we've already mentioned, one about the Decade de Lac, she's one of them. The next one is going to be our neighbor just down the road, shall we say. Although he's no friend of many people. I think you kind of get that, right? Yeah, we're talking about Mr. Mamdani here. We'll get him in his picture up there in just a moment, folks. As we're continuing on with the lesser of two evils. Does there have to be like a reminder of all this, folks? Gee, I hope not. Yeah. So, Mr. Mamdani, being sworn in January 1st, officially, as the new mayor of New York City. Gosh, can you imagine if Frank Sinatra was still alive? I don't know if he'd even put up with this. Yeah. But to get more to the point here, folks, on our hit list, as we call it, before we hear from Mr. Mamdani, here's some things you ought to know about the lesser of two evils, which we did look up online. The phrase refers to a situation where one must choose, meaning a voter, between the two undesirable options on the ballot, maybe sometimes three, the way things have been going lately with ranked choice voting the past few years, folks. We've got to get rid of that, too, in the state of Maine. But selecting the one that is perceived to be less harmful or objectionable, it says, than the other. The idiom is often used in moral, political, or ethical dilemmas where all available choices have negative consequences. The expression can be traced back to ancient Greek philosophy and has been used in English since the late 1300s. Been around a while. It implies a recognition of imperfection and an acceptance of a suboptimal outcome. You listening to that, pal? Often used when ideal solutions are unattainable. You can also look this one up for yourself as well, folks, in the Cambridge English Dictionary, the Free Dictionary, an idiom that says meaning and origins, crossidomos.com, and we can certainly put those up for you at the end of our program here. And also Wikipedia and the clichédictionary.com. I thought you'd like that one. But to get on with it here, folks, on the lesser of two evils, we've already spoken about Decade de Lac, and so did GOP Maine Senator Trey Stewart. So now it's Mamdani's stage. Yeah, we'll give him a few minutes. Not very long, but we'll give him a few here on Firm. So here's Zohran.
To every New Yorker, whether you voted for me, for one of my opponents, or felt too disappointed by politics to vote at all, thank you for the opportunity to prove myself worthy of your trust. I will wake each morning with a singular purpose: to make this city better for you than it was the day before. cruel for the flame of hope to still burn. New York, we have answered those fears. Tonight we have spoken in a clear voice. Hope is alive. Hope is a decision that tens of thousands of New Yorkers made day after day. Volunteer shift after volunteer shift, despite attack ad after attack ad. More than 1 million of us stood in our churches, in gymnasiums, in community centers, as we filled in the ledger of democracy. And while we cast our ballots alone, we chose hope together. Hope over tyranny. Hope over big money and small ideas. Hope over despair. We won because New Yorkers allowed themselves to hope that the impossible could be made possible. And we won because we insisted that no longer would politics be something that is done to us. Now it is something that we do. Standing before you, I think of the words of Jawaharlal Nehru. A moment comes but rarely in history when we step out from the old to the new, when an age ends and when the soul of a nation long suppressed finds utterance. Tonight we have stepped out from the old into the new. So let us speak now with clarity and conviction that cannot be misunderstood about what this new age will deliver and for whom. This will be an age where New Yorkers expect from their leaders a bold vision of what we will achieve, rather than a list of excuses for what we are too timid to attempt. Central to that vision will be the most ambitious agenda to tackle the cost of living crisis that this city has seen since the days of Fierro LaGuardia. An agenda that will freeze the rents for more than 2 million rent-stabilized tenants.
Here comes the list of things he's going to promise, folks. For those of you who may live in New York State, let alone the city, here's what you're going to get for promises from this guy.
Make buses fast and free. And deliver universal child care across our city. Years from now, may our only regret be that this day took so long to come. This new age will be one of relentless improvement. We will hire thousands more teachers. We will cut waste from a bloated bureaucracy. We will work tirelessly to make lights shine again in the hallways of NYCHA developments where they have long flickered. Safety and justice
I don't know about you folks. I think that's enough, don't you think? I think I've heard enough anyway. Mr. Mamdani makes a lot of big promises, folks. And it's not really much of anything we haven't heard before. Whether it be the mayor of a city, a large city, of course, in this case, but state, candidate for U.S. Senate. You've heard all the BS and garbage from Graham Plattner. It's just a step down from Janet Mills, who's running for Susan Collins' office as well, but they have to get past each other before they can do that in next year's U.S. Senate election. Oh, also, folks, just one last issue on this whole thing about what's the lesser of two evils. Well, now you've seen. So you can please get in touch with us anytime at fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com, fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com. But as we close out, folks, specifically talking about is what you see now before you is the Democratic Party offices in downtown Augusta, the state capital, just a couple of stones throw from the Blaine House and state legislature. We tried, meaning firm, myself, basically, to drop in on the state Democrats' office on January 2nd. Third floor, as per their address, and found a security entry door with the window blocked. Blocked by paper. You're going to like this one, folks. It's stuck to the side of the blocked window was a paper picture of Barack Obama, a cutout, stuck by tape with a statement under his picture that said, "Please knock hard, and we will come and let you in." Well, we did. We stayed there, folks, and knocked several times between the business hours of that Friday, January 2nd, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, to almost 2:25 p.m., and never got an answer or a door jiggle to see what I was patiently waiting there to ask someone some important questions about the ongoing fraud, as we just heard about Gateway Community NGO, non-government office, non-profit, yeah, right, and about Democratic State Representative Decad Delac of South Portland, among other inquiries, but no one showed up. So, what happened? We just placed one of our nice little firm business cards, all nice and professionally laminated cards, right under the door. We left the building. Yeah, we took off. No thanks to them. I guess the ME Dems don't care about talking to all media organizations, now do they? Nope, apparently not. But we are firm, ladies and gentlemen. Mark Merrill here, as always, here to promote truth, facts, reality, and common sense 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can reach us at our email address, which is right there, fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com, fairnessinreportingmedia@gmail.com. We welcome your input and your ideas on topics as well. Our podcast can be seen all the time, 24 hours a day as well, once published on X and on YouTube. Thank you again for joining us. Stay safe. Prayers for our state and our country in this new year of future prosperity and safety and growth and prosperity for our children and grandchildren. So help us God. Peace to all.